Good evening, Facebook, YouTube, Daily Motion, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your third and final video blog of the night for Sunday, March 8th, 2015, around 8:16 p.m. in Billerica, Massachusetts. It was nice to see the sun go down at past 6 o'clock. Daylight savings times here, and I'm so happy. More and more snow's melting today. Some news to report. The Boston Red Sox beat the New York Mets by a score of 6-3 in preseason baseball. Also, the Atlanta Braves had 9 pitches combined on a no-hitter. And they tied the Houston Astros by a score of 2-2 in spring training action as well. These games don't count, so this no-hitter is not going to go in the record books. And the Philadelphia Eagles made some moves, re-signing Mark Sanchez, quarterback, to a 2-year contract worth $16 million. And they're on the verge of signing running back Frank Gore. And that's about it on the news. My next subject is the final video blog subject of the night, and it's the personality profile. This week's personality profiles will be 7 people associated with college basketball. And this one I'm talking about, the personality profile, is the most famous college basketball announcer of all time, Dick Vitale, also known as Dickie V. Awesome, baby. And Dickie V has been doing college basketball games on ESPN since 1979. Dick Vitale's real name is Richard John Vitale, and he was born and he grew up in New Jersey. His first job in basketball was a coach of a grammar school basketball team in Garfield, New Jersey back in 1959. Then he went to middle school coach in Garfield, New Jersey. Eventually he became high school coach of the Garfield High School team in New Jersey. In 1971, Dick left that job to become an assistant coach at Rutgers University for the men's basketball team. And he was there for 2 years. And then in 1973, Dick got a head coaching job with Detroit University men's basketball team. And he was coach of the men's basketball team for 4 years, compiling a 79-29 record. And they made the 1977 NCAA tournament, and they made it to the Sweet 16, but the Detroit basketball team lost to Marquette, the eventual champions of the NCAA tournament in 1977. Also, in 1977, Dick was promoted to athletic director of Detroit University. He held that job for 1 season. Then, in 1978, he took a head coaching position with the Detroit Pistons of the NBA. He only lasted about a year and a quarter in the NBA as a head coach, and he compiled a record of 34-60. He got fired from that job, and at age 40, at the time, Dick was at a crossroads in his life, and then he decided to go into broadcasting for a new fledgling sports network called ESPN. And at first, Dick Vitale says, "What's ESPN?" when he heard about that in 1979. And at first, he was kind of reluctant to go into a broadcasting position because his heart was in coaching basketball, and he decided to do broadcasting for a while because Dick had hoped that he would do color games on television for a year or two and somehow get back into coaching. But he's been doing this for 37 years, and he became very famous for doing it for ESPN. Since 1979, he called the first college basketball game on ESPN with Jim Simpson, and ever since he's been the #1 color guy of college basketball games on ESPN. He's a very colorful announcer. His famous quotes is "Awesome, baby," and "Diaper dandy" for a freshman basketball player. And he's called well over 1,000 games for ESPN and ABC. Usually the big college basketball games, Dick Vitale's broadcasting them. And he's also broadcast NBA games and also high school games for ESPN. And he also writes a column for USA Today. He's written about 9 books on basketball, Dick Vitale, and he's a season ticket holder of the Tampa Bay Rays and stuff. And in 1992, there was one day, he's such a big baseball fan. In 1992, Dick Vitale was going to call a couple of Red Sox games on WSBK TV 38 when Sean McDonough couldn't make it because of him doing baseball for CBS, but that didn't happen because both of the times it had to be his gig had to be preempted because they had Game 7 of a Bruins playoff series, and back then there was contracts that WSBK TV 38 had to carry every Game 7 of the Bruins playoff series, and so Dick Vitale didn't call a Red Sox game. And some of the broadcast partners Dick Vitale has had over the years were like Jim Simpson, Keith Jackson, Brent Musburger, Tim Brandel, Mike Patrick, Dan Shulman, Mike Tirico, and so many others. And from time to time, Dick Vitale appears on ESPN and ESPN Radio talking about college basketball and stuff a few times. And also Dick Vitale has called the NCAA men's basketball tournament when ESPN had the first 2 rounds back in the 80s and stuff like that. And he's also called NIT games. And back many years ago, CBS asked ESPN if they could borrow Dick Vitale to call the NCAA men's basketball tournament, but ESPN has denied permission for CBS to do that. And that probably got Dick Vitale a little mad, but he's making millions and millions of dollars on ESPN anyway. And also, Dick Vitale appeared in so many movies as himself. And also, he's a spokesperson for Hooters. And usually when I have March Madness, Dick Vitale's promoting Hooters a lot. And when I was a customer at Hooters of Boston, when that was open, always during March Madness time, they would always have promotions with Dick Vitale in it, with like new special menus just for the college basketball tournament only and stuff like that. And in 2008, Dick Vitale was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame as a contributor. Dick Vitale is probably the most recognizable face ever associated with college basketball and stuff. He's probably one of the top 10 sports color men of all time, and he's still going strong 36 years later, and he's an American icon in the world of sports. It's awesome, baby! And that's about it on Dick Vitale, and that's about it on these video blogs for the night. I'll be back tomorrow, Facebook friends, YouTube followers, Daily Motion, and Twitter. 3 more video blogs coming your way. First one will be about Eric Cartman of South Park, and then the second video blog will be about Tony C's restaurant and sports grill and bar. I'll tell you about that. And the third and final video blog of the night will be about Billy Packer, who was a former college basketball announcer for NBC and CBS. And coming soon to these video blogs during the upcoming days will be about Razor Ramon, the bad guy. Tell you about his gimmick from 1992 and through 1996 at WWE, Scott Hall's most famous character. And also the MBTA commuter rail line from Newburyport to from North Station to Fitchburg and South Acton, the Fitchburg South Acton line. Maybe to be about more special surprises here and there. Beginning Saturday, WrestleMania reviews. And coming next week will be 7 video blogs about Montreal Expos and Montreal Canadiens players. And maybe, just maybe in April, Julie Broughton and Heidi Pratt's video blogs. 2 cute blondes with nice legs. I love legs. Have a good night, Facebook, YouTube, Daily Motion, Twitter. See you tomorrow.